Part 4, Chapter 24, let's talk about proteins, amino acids, and again define the essential amino acids. So proteins come from eggs, milk, fish, and meats. But if you're a vegetarian, you know that you get some proteins from beans, peas, nuts, and cereals. In the realm of essential, we do have some essential amino acids that you must consume in your diet because you're burning through them too quickly, using them rapidly, or you cannot synthesize this particular amino acid from any other amino acid in your body. So you lack that metabolic pathway to convert one amino acid to another. And these include things like tryptophan, valine, phenylalanine, and histidine. So the list of essential amino acids is supplemental, but there's a standard list of amino acids you need. And in adult humans, to build muscle or to build tissues, which essentially need to build proteins, we need a positive nitrogen balance. So positive nitrogen balance is a term that is relating the building of tissue, the building of proteins in a body. So you're not breaking them down or getting rid of them, you're building them up. These include amino acids that are used to make proteins, such as phenylalanine, tryptophan, methionine, and leucine. Beyond the fact that we can build tissues, whole tissues like muscles, by having a positive nitrogen balance, we also need these proteins in all of our other cells to make enzymes. We can use proteins and break them down, leaving the amino acids for us to use to make other proteins, different proteins, and we can use these proteins to make energy. But if you are building a skeletal muscle and that muscle protein requires the amino acid histidine, and you don't have it, you won't make additional muscle protein. So whenever you're making a protein, it follows the all or none rule. If you don't have all the required components, all the amino acids, you will not make a final product. And we've said that proteins can be used to make energy, so if you're not getting enough input in terms of carbs or fats, then you're going to start breaking down your own proteins. We said that the nitrogen balance in that case, when you have too few calories in your diet, will be putting you at a negative nitrogen balance. In the case of insufficient protein, building of additional tissues is inhibited and you start breaking down tissue. But you probably remember proteins aren't just enzymes, they aren't just used to make energy, but they can also be used to make hormones, like growth hormone. Certain sex hormones need proteins, and glucocorticoids. In general, the dietary requirement for a normal person, this is not a bodybuilder, would be about 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body mass. You're like, what's a kilogram? A kilogram is essentially 2.2 pounds. So 1 pound of body weight would be about half of a kilogram, 0.45 kilograms. So if you wanted to meet on an average person, your needs in terms of proteins, one fish and a glass of milk a day would give you about 30 grams of protein, which would be enough for the average person. So we talked about proteins, amino acids, and redefined essential, and then explain the terms positive and negative nitrogen balance. In Part 5, we're going to define the vitamins and minerals again and explain the relationship between vitamins and energy production and minerals and energy production in cells.